Alright guys, so this is that kind of movie that has the type of story that makes you say, man, I wish that this was actually happening to us, you know? Take this movie for example, RoboCops. I wish that we actually had RoboCops defending us instead of actual police officers. Call me crazy, but I think we'd be a hell of a lot safer. I do. Anyway, hey guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here with another movie review. Guys, in this video, I will be reviewing RoboCop. Not the original RoboCop, the 1987 RoboCop. I'll be reviewing the new 2014 remake, reboot, whatever you guys want to call it. So yeah, guys, sorry for the late review of RoboCop. The movie came out actually a week ago, last Wednesday. But, weather's been terrible where I live, so I didn't get a chance to go out to the movies till mid this week, so I finally got to see the new RoboCop, and I was actually looking forward to it. I know a lot of people were dreading it because it is a remake. Most remakes suck, I know that. But honestly, guys, and if you guys were expecting me to compare the two, I apologize. I did not see the original RoboCop. I never saw the 1987 one. I know it recently came out on Blu-ray. For the last 3 weeks since it came out on Blu-ray, I have been looking in my Best Buy and in my Walmart, and they just haven't had them. Like, they've been sold out everywhere whenever I went to the stores to look for it. I wanted to watch the original before I went to go see the remake today, but I just couldn't find a copy of the movie, so I apologize for that, guys. I'm really upset about that. So I had to see the remake without seeing the original. So I can't compare the two. I do apologize for that. And again, I didn't see the original because I wasn't born in the 80s when it came out and I just hadn't seen it. But anyway, I was kind of looking forward to the new RoboCop remake because it looked entertaining, you know, it looked like a mildly fun action movie, and I like action movies, and I actually liked the look of the suit. Like, a lot of people were very hesitant toward the movie when they heard it was being remade, and then they looked at the suit and everyone freaked out and said, oh no, no way, this movie's going to be good. And I was actually looking forward to it. So guys, in the end, I will say that the new RoboCop movie is an enjoyable action movie. I'm not going to say it's a great movie, because it definitely has its flaws to it, but it is a very fun and entertaining movie to watch, and I'm going to say it's decent. Now, like I said, I can't say whether or not it's better than the original. It's probably not, because the remake is never better than the original, but, you know, like I said, I didn't see the original. So anyway, guys, I want to get right into my review of the new RoboCop remake, and the first thing I'm going to start off discussing is the plot for RoboCop. Now, I'm assuming that the stories are actually the same for both RoboCops. I would guess that this RoboCop is, you know, the premise of this RoboCop is similar to the premise of the original RoboCop, I guess. But anyway, as for this RoboCop, there is a company, in the not-too-distant future, there is a company known as Omnicorp. They have created and invented these robot suits that are going around countries outside of the U.S. and they're, you know, preventing crime from happening, they're stopping criminals, and they're promoting peace. Meanwhile, countries outside of the U.S. are using these robot suits, not the actual United States. Half of the people in the United States are like, you know what, we should really just let robots protect us, you know? I think that we would actually be a lot safer. A lot of people are torn on the issue. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of people that say, nope, we're all robophobic, we don't want this, we don't want robots protecting us. So, after a serious incident occurs involving a car explosion that very severely injures a detective known as Alex Murphy, played by Joel Kinnaman, the people of Omnicorp decide to take what's left of Alex Murphy, put him in a robot suit, and have him protect and defend the citizens of the United States. And that's basically the premise behind RoboCop. So Alex Murphy, he goes from a detective after the car explosion, becomes RoboCop basically, and very cool. I will say that much. He gets the very cool suit, gets guns, and starts picking off people and criminals with, you know, like that. And that's basically the premise behind RoboCop. Now that's actually a very interesting premise to it, and this is a very entertaining movie, guys. That's what RoboCop is. It's a fun, entertaining action movie. It's one of those movies you can go into the movie, sit down, watch it, really not pay too much attention to the plot if you're that kind of person. I'm that kind of person, though. When I go into an action movie, or any movie, I need to go in there and I need to pay attention to every little detail of the plot. And if something doesn't feel right, then I'll get upset. But it's one of those movies you can go into it, relax, have a fun hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes in the theater. That's what RoboCop is. Now, the movie is filled with a really strong cast. I was very impressed with the cast. You got Joel Kinnaman, you have Gary Oldman, Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson, Baruchel, Jennifer Ehle, and Jackie Earle Haley. And yeah, so very impressive cast actually with the movie, guys. And getting back to the story real quickly. While I feel this story had its flaws, and that's honestly one of my biggest problems with the movie, there's an aspect of the story that I actually really liked. It involves the fact that you have this guy, Alex Murphy, you're putting him in a robot suit. Now, is he going to be, and the question is he going to be consumed by this technology? What part of him is going to remain himself? And is he going to lose all of his emotions? Is he going to lose all of his feelings? And is he just going to become like a robot? You know, if you take a man, you put him inside a suit, is he going to turn out to be just like a robot with no feelings or emotions or anything like that? And I really like that aspect of the movie. And I know we've seen that done before in other movies, other sci-fi action movies. We've probably seen that done before. But I liked the way they did that in this movie. While they had, you know, they could have tweaked the story and fixed a few things, I liked that aspect of the story. And since I've never seen the original RoboCop, I guess that was a problem in the original as well. I liked that issue in the film. So that was one thing with the story I did enjoy. Now, real quick, getting back to the cast. The cast is actually one of the best parts of this movie, honestly. This is that type of action movie that has a great cast, really great legendary actors in this movie, and they make the movie a lot more enjoyable than it really is. If they got really not well-known actors in these roles, it probably wouldn't be as enjoyable as it is. So, while I've never seen Joel Kinnaman before, I think he did a good job as Alex Murphy / RoboCop. We really don't see too much of Alex Murphy. We see like a few scenes of him in the beginning, and then immediately he becomes RoboCop. So they kind of rush into that, even though technically, as he's wearing the suit, they still refer to him as Alex, even though I call him RoboCop. As soon as he's got the suit on, that's it. He's RoboCop. So yeah, Joel Kinnaman did a really good job in the movie, though never seen him in a movie or anything before. I think he was on a show on AMC, I think? I don't know. But anyway, the three legendary actors in this movie, it is so awesome that they got them to be in this movie. Now, they're not all together in one scene. Maybe two of them are, but I liked how they were in this movie. So you got Michael Keaton playing the CEO of this company, Omnicorp. I thought Michael Keaton did a great job. Like I said, legendary actors you got here. Gary Oldman. Oh, it is so awesome to see Gary Oldman in something other than the Dark Knight movies. I've really only seen him in those. It's great to see him in RoboCop. He's going to be in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That's great. So, as the Doctor, I think Gary Oldman did a great job. Gary Oldman is good in anything that I've seen him in, so naturally we are expecting great performances from him and everything. And of course, how can you forget Samuel L. Jackson? I mean, this guy just... it is so entertaining to watch him. Any word that comes out of Samuel L. Jackson's mouth, I am instantly entertained by it. I loved what they did with him in the end of the movie, I gotta say that much. Samuel L. Jackson, anytime that this guy gets angry, it is so funny. Samuel L. Jackson is the man. Anyway, a few other cast members. You got Baruchel in the movie. He was decent. Jennifer Ehle, decent. All these actors give decent performances. You also have Abbie Cornish, Jackie Earle Haley. Really good cast with the movie. That's one of the pluses of the new RoboCop movie. So real quick, guys, one thing I do want to discuss, and this was something that a lot of people were concerned about. The movie is rated PG-13. The original RoboCop is rated R, and a lot of people were like, this movie's not going to be as good. It's not going to be as bloody or violent because it's rated PG-13. You know, I agree with you. You know, I feel that the movie should have been rated R probably. Since the original was rated R, it makes sense to rate the remake, give it an R rating. But I understand why they didn't do it, because look at how much money the new RoboCop made at the box office. It didn't really make a lot. It kind of flopped last week. And had this movie been rated R, I think it would have made even less. So it makes sense that the movie was given a PG-13 rating. It still was violent. It could have been more violent, but you know, I feel it was smart to give it the rating. When I went to go see the movie today, I saw it Wednesday afternoon, like, first showing. A mother brought 3 kids into the movie, 3 young kids. She would not have taken them to see this movie, obviously, if it was rated R. So that's why the movie was given a PG-13 rating. I think it was smart on their part to give it a PG-13 rating, even though it was disappointing for fans of hardcore action movies. I know we didn't get an R-rated movie, but what are we going to do? So, anyway, guys, with all that being said, I still have a few things to discuss with the movie, but I am going to give my official rating for RoboCop. Like I said, RoboCop is one of those movies that you go in, you watch it, and you're like, okay, that was really cool. I'm not going to remember, this is not one of those memorable action movies, you know, but I still think it is entertaining and enjoyable while you watch it for the near hour and 40-minute running time, whatever it is. So in the end, guys, I'm going to give RoboCop a solid 8 out of 10. B-, I think that is, I don't know, 8 out of 10 for me. Enjoyable movie that I think you guys should definitely check out. I'm not saying you need to rush to go see the movie or anything like that, but if you have nothing to do, go check it out. But anyway, as for a few other things I liked about the movie that I didn't discuss yet, as I said, the cast was really good. Story, while I had a few problems with it, that human aspect in the film involving, if you take a man, put him in a robot suit, will he lose that sense of himself? I liked that aspect of the story a lot. I thought that was cool. The action in the movie, of course, that is probably the best part of the movie. The action is great. The visuals are great. The action, let me say this much. The action was not filmed crappily with shaky camera or anything like that, and it was very well edited. The action scenes that are in this movie, they are not choppily edited so much where you have RoboCop shooting at the bad guy, the criminals in the movie. I was so glad that they didn't have those quick cuts and those quick edits where you can't even see who he's firing at, can't even see him getting kills or anything like that. The editing in the action scenes were great. They were well filmed and very entertaining to watch, so that was great. As I said, the visuals were great, and I loved the design of the suit. Say what you want about the robot suit, I loved it. I thought it was it's very futuristic. I loved the motorcycle that he used. I liked that. For a remake, I know people complain that it didn't look like the original suit, but for a remake and for a modern 2014 movie, I think it was appropriate and I liked it. I also liked that other robot that was used in the movie, ED-209, whatever it was called. It was used in the beginning and the end. Could have been used more, in my opinion, but overall, I was impressed with all that. I thought the ending was great. So all that, I was really impressed with the movie. As for my main flaws with the problem, they really center around the story. As I got into this movie, no part of me was ever completely invested into this movie. It's not one of those movies that's completely memorable. It's kind of forgettable. Like, I still have the movie in mind, but in a week from now, maybe a few days from now, nothing about this movie is going to stick out to me. So there's that thing with the movie, and really one of my biggest flaws with the film is a few parts of the writing. Had they tweaked and worked on the writing, I think the movie would have been a lot more entertaining and a lot more memorable. So with the writing, there was a few slow scenes. I'm not saying the movie's boring. It is very exciting, but there are a few slow scenes here and there in the movie. And I feel that had they thrown in another action scene or had they picked up the pacing of those scenes would have been a lot more entertaining. And there's also another thing with the story. I never fully, and this is probably my biggest problem, I never fully cared for the characters in the movie. Like, you got Alex Murphy's wife and his son, and there's that whole side of the story with them and how they never get to see their dad, their dad/husband, and, you know, that's all sad and all that, but I never really pitied them, I never really sympathized for them, and I never really connected with any of the characters in this movie. Not just them, any of the characters. I don't know, maybe if I was a dad, I would have connected with that aspect of the movie, but it's just the characters aren't so fully developed. The character of Alex Murphy, he's just kind of brought into the movie, you know, no anything, you know, just no special thing going on with him. He's just in the movie, he's there. I guess we're supposed to care for him because he's RoboCop, but I just really didn't. So characters weren't that fully well developed, and I didn't care for all of them particularly. So with that being said, that's really my main complaints with the film, guys. And the fact that it could have been a little more violent, I do agree with that. That's not one of my main complaints. My main complaint really centers around the story, how they could have fixed a few things with it. But other than that, I will say this is an enjoyable, entertaining, near 2 hours at the movies, and I think you guys should check it out, but I wouldn't pay anything over $10 for it. If you gotta pay like $12, $15 to go see this movie, I really wouldn't. It's really not worth it. But if you could see it cheap, then see it. If not, then rent it. It's definitely worth that. I give it an 8 out of 10. I found it mildly enjoyable. And that's all I have to say with RoboCop, guys. So I actually have a few questions regarding the movie. First off, what did you guys think of the movie? Let me know down below. Obviously, let me know what is better, the original or the remake. I know most of you are going to say the original if you've seen both. And also, let me know, do you think it would be a good idea to have RoboCops defending us instead of actual police officers? Do you think that would be a good decision? Because I do. You know, I saw what happened in this movie. Yeah, I think we'd all be a hell of a lot safer. You know, he just found criminals like that, you know? I mean, that was awesome. But anyway, guys, with that being said, thanks so much for watching my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the movie. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.